Gold FM is #1 here in Sigatoka.
Gold FM is our favorite radio station here in Waltoka.
Gold FM is #1 in Nel.
I love listening to Gold FM in Ba.
We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits here in Suva.
Hear about Coca-Cola, you immediately think of gold. I'm Josephine Sabi and I love hearing Gold FM.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Elections Office to go all out in voter education. Solomon Islands ask for help from Fiji police. And service stations ask for more police patrols. Good evening and welcome to FBC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. A 22-year-old mariner is the country's latest drowning fatality. The victim was a crew member of a government vessel berthed at Galoa Bay in Bua. The victim allegedly jumped off the ship for a swim after a drinking party. A few minutes later, crew members saw him waving for help about 50 meters from the ship. While they managed to get him on board, attempts to revive him were unsuccessful. The drowning toll stands at 20 compared to 19 for the same period last year. The Fijian Elections Office says it will spare no expense when it kicks off the voter education program. Election Supervisor Mohammed Saneem says they will see to it that each and every voter is well versed with the procedures at respective polling stations. Apisala Medokar reports.
All the brochures and pamphlets related to the elections will be printed in vernacular languages in order to reach as many Fijians as possible.
We also will plan to translate these materials into the vernacular languages for easier understanding by the general public. It will allow people who have lesser access to English to be able to understand how to vote. We will endeavor to translate it in the local languages such as the Hindi language, the Itoke language. Then we have Ratuman as well, Chinese, and the other languages that are also in Fiji.
The voter education program was launched 2 days ago. Teams visiting all over Fiji will also run mock elections for voters. Supervisor Mohammed Saneem says there will also be provisions for Fijians with disabilities.
This is a portable voting screen that a person can use, and it can be even placed on the hands or on the lap of a person. So simply to vote, a person doesn't have to have a table. They can take a seat and have the portable voting screen in front, and then they can vote.
As with any election, there are also strict guidelines on what the media is allowed to do, even on voting day itself.
Cover for a candidate on election day, you might be able to take photos of the person signing off, as I am this person, receiving the ballot paper. When they go to vote, you cannot take shots of anybody voting. And then, when the person has reached the ballot box, that's when you can take a shot at the person voting. So,
the voter education teams are expected to roll out soon. Apisola Medokar, FBC News.
The Solomon Islands government has requested the assistance of Fiji's defence forces to provide security at the Gold Ridge mines, which has recently been abandoned by St. Barbara Mining of Australia. Mika Longa reports Solomon's Prime Minister Gordon Dasililo made the request to Fiji's non-resident High Commissioner to the Solomons, Romanu Tikutikada.
Solomon Islands Prime Minister Gordon Dasililo requested an urgent meeting with Romanu Tikutikada on Monday.
He wanted me to find means and ways of resolving the impasse up at Gold Ridge. He advised me of the fact that St. Barbara Mining, who was operating at Gold Ridge, had abandoned the mine totally, and had repatriated all the expat staffs that were working at Gold Ridge, including our 26 security officers that were there, and at the same time laid off about 700 local workers.
The excuse given to the salmon workers by the Australian mining company was they'll be stood down for 2 weeks because of inconsistent fuel supply caused by the washing away of 2 bridges by the recent floods. Gold Ridge Mines is currently being secured by Ramsey, safeguarding abundant explosives, other hazardous materials and heavy machinery. Tikutukoda says he offered Prime Minister Lilo the option of deploying Fijian police to Gold Ridge as the services of the Solomon Islands Defence Forces are already stretched by the recent floods.
Prime Minister wanted the Fiji military to be deployed, but I've told him with what has unfolded in the Solomon Islands, with the scaling down of military and other operations that Ramsey was undertaking, the deployment of the military would send a wrong message altogether to members of the community.
Tikutukoda says he's spoken to the 16 tribes that own land at the Gold Ridge Mines and has asked them to assist with security at the site. The non-resident High Commissioner to the Solomon Islands says the Solomon Islands Cabinet will make a decision on the deployment of Fijian police officers to undertake community policing and conduct capacity building for the Royal Solomon Islands Police.
Once they choose which one they would prefer, then they'll formally communicate with Fiji through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And Prime Minister Gordon Dasililo would probably get in touch with his counterpart here, Honorable Commodore Borengambain Marama.
Meanwhile, St. Barbara Mining has told Radio Australia it hasn't pulled out of the country, saying its forced closure last Friday was due to flood damage and subsequent security risks. Gold Ridge Mine is the lifeblood of the Solomon Islands economy. It provides 40% of the country's GDP, and the country is banking on Tikutukoda's past experience on resolving tribal conflicts to overcome fears of an uprising. Nikolonga, FBC News.
The Fiji Fuel Retailers Association is calling for more police presence at service stations after 3 robberies this month. Sanal Sivan reports.
Fuel retailers believe service stations are becoming more vulnerable, targeted by organized groups who scout the location and time their attack. Association President Nasir Khan says increasing patrols would deter a lot of these attacks. Police Chief of Operations Rusiati Tunravu says they are hot on the trails of criminals who have targeted service stations this month. However, resources have to be factored in.
What we are trying to do is just relook at our current operation coverage. I cannot say right now that we will be concentrating on service station. However, there are other business entity and other areas that also would like to have our coverage, but we are looking into it. It will also boil down to the resources that we have, and also in terms of the manpower and the coverage in those areas. However, we have taken note, and we would like to assure the association that it is not being sidelined or left in deaf ears.
Tunravu says they can't deploy all their manpower to service stations, leaving others in the community unprotected.
Our detectives, delegated teams are working on it. We would like, as I used to say, the importance of the public support in the information that are given to us that will lead to the identification of those behind those masks. We are working on a few of the leads that are with us, and we hope that our investigators will come up with the perpetrators.
Fuel retailers in their plea to the police have highlighted the robbers are becoming more sophisticated, picking the right time to attack and acting with speed. Shanal Shivan, FBC News.
Lautoka's open-air market proves to be a hit. That's after the break.
Bula FM rake tale taki.
Gonga elambasa Bula FM number 2 na serre.
Ando tale tak na borong en Bula FM number 2 en serre su.
Tau wait tu garaki au rewat tu nistima au ando tale tak na borong en Bula.
Bula bina Fiji Bula FM number 2 e singa toka.
Bula bina era roga Bula FM number 2 tikoga.
Bula FM number 2 en serre.
Welcome back. You're with FBC News. The Fiji Police Force has been kept busy for the last 48 hours, with the West hosting numerous activities over the Easter long weekend. Akasita Tale caught up with the acting police commissioner Ravi Narayan, who's been visiting police stations and community posts monitoring fieldwork.
The head of the police force is using this long Easter weekend to strengthen ties between the officers in the field and the executives from headquarters in Suva.
See, our people on the ground who actually provide the community service, they are in reach with the community. Actually, the executives, they are not usually in touch with the community. Our people on the ground, constables, corporals, sergeants, these are our strategic people who actually come into the contact with the community.
Narayan says it's a rare occasion to mingle with officers and the community, and this visit also allows him to see resources each station needs.
When you come to the people, these are the people actually discharging the responsibilities of the Fiji Police Force. So it's relevant for us to come and see our people and the areas that are finding difficulty in, so that we can improve and divert resources to that areas where there is a need.
The acting police commissioner told FBC News this is his way of leading by example, showing policemen and women to reach out to the communities.
Many things that we can do rather than staying at home during these holidays. It's better to come out, do some policing, meet our people, give them support, and meet people and take back home the ideas and review our strategies. What's the likes of the people in terms of policing, and we can also build upon our policing landscape.
Narayan says such visits keep the police force in a forward momentum while they await the appointment of a substantive police commissioner. Akosita Tale, FBC News.
Lotuk has been a hive of activity for the past 2 months, with the open-air market running every Saturday. Located at Shirley Park, it's expected to run for the rest of the year and is already drawing large crowds. Akosita Tale has more.
The flea market's purpose is to benefit local residents and be an added attraction for visitors to the Sugar City. What started off with only 10 stalls now has an extra 25. Coordinator Una Koroi says this is a non-profit venture to help small businesses sell their wares.
If you have anything at home that you are not using, you can bring it along in this flea market to sell it. And we are giving all these prices are below $5, some are $10 below. But if you have something at home extra that you want to give it away, you can bring it down before 7 a.m. every Saturdays.
Nazima Sharif has been selling her imported Adenium Desert Rose from Bangkok for 8 weeks now, and business has never been better.
It's for first for Fiji, and we're selling it a lot, and I enjoy my gardening, and I love my flowers, and like I want to grow into big business. I want to import some more flowers. If I get the chance, I'll do that. I really want to go to Bangkok to get some more seeds.
The open-air market has the support of many, including the Fiji Police Force.
Because it brings community together and makes people more comfortable in generating their income through lawful means. I think this is an excellent idea that will also keep the crime rate low as people are engaged in activities like this.
Instead of staying home, we are here. At least the outcome is coming very good. So we really like to do this business here.
The market hopes to inspire Fijians to pursue opportunities and explore the possibility of running their own business, one stall at a time. Akosita Tale, FBC News.
And sports athletes turn up in numbers for Coke Games preparations. And volleyball finals heat up.
Mirchi FM is #1 in Singapore.
और किसके सुनिए यार, हमारा एक सच्चा साथी है मिर्ची एफएम लंबा साथी.
I love Mirchi FM. It's so hot. देखे में लाल लाल, खाए में हाय हाय. Tangi tauwa में Mirchi FM is hot.
Here at Rugby Town, Singapore, love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Mirchi FM is #1 in Suva.
It's hot.
हम इंग्लिश लंबा सा में रहता है, तो क्या बताइए हम मिर्ची एफएम सुनता है.
Mirchi FM, बहुत जुलूम जुलूम.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Welcome to FBC Sports. A large number of athletes converged at the ANZ Stadium in Lodala Bay, Suva today for the local athletics competition. For most, it was a preview to what they will encounter at the Coca-Cola Games next weekend. Chalendau Dhaka has more.
The local athletics competition continues to grow from strength to strength. Today, participants tested their abilities next to competitors they'll take on at the Coca-Cola Games.
Well, I couldn't be, any more happier. I mean, you look around and the grandstand is full with not only spectators but also athletes from as far as Kandavu, Overlau, from Namosi, KVS, RKS, so just about everybody in the central division are here. And I'm really glad with the turnout, and whenever you see these kind of numbers, you know the interest is there in the sport of athletics.
Albert Miller is happy athletes from outer islands have been able to familiarize themselves with the facilities and not walk into ANZ Stadium unprepared.
Because I'm involved with discus, and this is an opportunity for the athletes because they've never seen the cage. This is an opportunity for them to try and throw the discus from the out of the cage. It's not easy, but like I said, it's a good testing grounds for them, and and I'm glad that we gave them the opportunity.
The good turnout today is a hint that most of these athletes have set their targets on the gold medal come the Coca-Cola Games. Chalendau Dhaka, FBC Sports.
The Saints and Sparks basketball teams have defended their respective men's and women's titles at the Easter Championships. Saints have now captured the title for the third year in a row. Leading by example was captain and national rep Leonard Whippy. And the women's final, Sparks fought off a strong challenge from Ladybirds to win their title. The Saints and Sparks collecting $2,000 each for their efforts, with the runners-up receiving $850 each. The competition at the Easter Volleyball Championship continues to heat up. Bula FM Suva, Nandi 1 and Rewanga 3 have booked their spots in the semi-finals of the men's competition later this evening. Defending champions Rewai Gold is taking on Kinoya Gold for the last semi-final spot. In the women's category, the last quarter-final is underway between FBC TV Black and GM Lotoka Gold. FBC Suva Blue, Nandi 1 and Watuanga have already qualified from the quarterfinals. The final of the Easter Cricket Championships is expected to be a thrilling encounter between defending champions Suva Warriors and Mothe. Suva Warriors defeated Suva Crusaders in the semi-finals this afternoon, ending up with 9 for 105. In the first innings, the Crusaders were out for 104. Warriors were chasing, and it came down to a drop ball by Crusaders to see them through. 2012 champions Mothe defeated Brisbane side, the Western Suburbs, in the second semi-finals. Western Suburbs batted out for the entire 50 overs, ending up with 9 for 224. Mothe reached for 8 for 225, but it was a close match as they had only 2 wickets left. And Suva Warriors will defend their title against Mothe on Monday at 9 a.m. and you can watch it live on FBC TV. Fine weather prevailed over the group today, as southeast wind flow prevails over most of the southwest Pacific countries. Temperatures were perfect for a day out. All major centres were in the 30s. Lambasa was the hottest with 32 degrees. Sunday will be mostly fine over the Fiji group, apart from a bit of cloud over Lambasa and Savu towards the afternoon. The outlook for Monday, brief showers over the interior and eastern parts of the larger islands. Elsewhere, it is expected to be fine. Just a quick look at our top stories tonight. Mariner drowns in Bua going for a swim after a drinking party. Elections office says it will go all out in voter education campaign. And Solomon Islands asks for Fiji's help in keeping security at a closed mine. To this week's poll question: should the old river bridge be demolished? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email, citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj, or share it with us via our Facebook page, FBC News. Or if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. That's FBC News for tonight. Join me and the team tomorrow. Good night.
Ito singa ta kundo tali ta na barong na radio Fijuan na station yang mutua.
Ako na poro ko na tali ta. Mandau tali ta gini na barong radio Fijuan.
Kitongo isu untuk tali ta na barong na radio Fijuan station yang mutua.
Keto tali ta na radio Fijuan. Na radio Fijuan ento tali ta kita nga singoka.
Station in Matino Pinatia na radio Fijuan ko pa yan.
Na Radio Fijuan nandu mai biti na bonga ni BNN.